What is critical? What is critical? I got your attention? Is for you, not you, but for everybody to understand the role of sincerity, empathy, and believability in all of these endeavors. Let me explain this to you. I am, as you can probably tell, fascinated by the positioning of Erika Kirk and Candace Owens and what appears to be a battle that needs explanation and explication. What do I mean by that? It is not merely a personality thing. It's not cattiness. It's not two ladies going at no. Because that's what the Erika folks, some of them, are proposing. They're suggesting there's no basis for this. This is just mean-spirited nonsense. Candace is without basis for this. She's just nasty. She's mean. She doesn't understand. This is just hard-hearted. I mean, after all, she's a widow. You've been through this before, right? How dare you? It never addresses the actual subjects that are suggested or presented. It's that how dare you? Who do you think you are? How can you possibly think this? You got it? How dare you? Now, back up a little bit. Look at the news stories that are going on today for a second, and then we'll go back to the issue of Erika via or vis-a-vis or versus Candace, if that's the way you want to think about it. First, one of the things which we always use in terms of empathy. Empathy is a term which denotes understanding how others feel, understanding how others feel now, understanding what others are going through, putting yourself in their position, right? With that comes the derivative, how would I feel? And how would I act? See, that's the subdivision nobody wants to talk about. How would I feel if this happened? Well, I would feel terribly, and this is why, consequently, I feel sympathy versus empathy. I feel sympathy, but I'm empathic. I understand. My connection, my identification with them is because I know how they feel. Because I would feel like this. And the subdirectory is I would do this or wouldn't do this. Remember that. Let's take the case, horrible of Nancy Guthrie. This woman who, I'm sorry to say, is most probably dead. This is Savannah Guthrie's mother. One of the most botched cases of, I don't know what it was, kidnap, recovery, or investigation I think we've ever seen. It's horrible. Okay, now, think about this. The reason why it's so interesting and the reason why it's so bad is we ask ourselves, how would we feel and how would we act? If you had $40 million, at least to your name, had access to millions of dollars through NBC, through friends of yours, and somebody kidnapped your mother, would you start off with $2,500? Remember the initial, I can't even believe I'm saying this, but it went to like 2,500 and 25,000, 50,000, 100,000. Wouldn't you, if you were Savannah Guthrie, say, I'm putting up $1 million. Here, anybody who knows where my mother is, forget the Pima County Sheriff, forget the FBI, you deal with me. There's $1 million with your name on it. Where's my mother? Never been done. Since. Your mother's not worth $1 million? You've got four. It doesn't matter. Okay? Do you see what I just did? How would I feel? How would I act? Is that cruel? No, because in order for me to be empathic, for me to put myself in their position, I also have to say, okay, I'll do that, but I also have to say how I would act. Okay, that's number one. The Epstein case. Dear God, I don't even know where to begin. First of all, the horror of that. reading the emails, reading the jokes, reading how I never knew there were these many people so vile, so animalistic, so inhumane and non-human hominids, veritable hominids from another planet, who live in a world where, what are you doing? Not to mention all of this eyes wide shut stuff and the satanic imagery. I don't understand it. That's an easy one because not only, and I can't put myself in their position at all, but I can sure as hell I know how I would react. I wouldn't do this. When Les Wexner, who was probably the linchpin to this, the man, the billionaire who got all this all started, when he's in the deposition or testimony, he's laughing because he knows I'm untouchable. See? So you have to look at how they act. You try to be empathic, you can't with him. Try to be sympathetic, you sure as hell can't be with him. But you look at how they act, how they do this. Epstein itself, okay. Prince Andrew, ex-Prince Andrew. Now it's Andrew Mountbatten, Windsor, Trafalgar, Pimpernel, Pumpernickel, whatever the hell his name is now. Who cares? He's a nobody. He's sick. He's vile. And that leech wife of his, that horrible cur, that termagant, that harridan, that virago, that grifter, Sarah Fergie, and those two daughters. Oh, you want to spend some time? Get me when I'm not busy. I'll tell you about the daughters. You won't believe this. You seriously, you'll think, the Addams family looks like the Osmonds compared to these people. But you look at what this is. Would you act like this? Andrew does something which we'll get to in a moment, which Erika has. This idea that I can outsmart anybody. I am so charming. I am so loved. I am so smart. I am so classy. People want to be me. I am so glorious and sexy and warm and funny in this. I can go, I'll talk to them. I'll take care of it. Oh, you'll take care of it all right. That's what he did. When he went in, 2019, before the world and said, I don't sweat. I don't even know what the hell that's about. I don't even know what he's talking. He just said, I can say whatever. Whatever I say, you will believe because I'm Andrew, because I am so great. I'm so glorious. I'm so fantastic. I'm Andrew. You love me. Quick story about him. You may not have known this. Did you know that one of the things he did, he had teddy bears lined up. Teddy bears. And these teddy bears had to be in a particular order. And if anybody in his staff dared to place them, this is on his bed. They had to be on his bed. On his bed. And I think when he traveled as well, but certainly where he lived. And they had to be in a particular order. And his staff had a laminated card to show this fuzzy wuzzy here and then this one. Many people believe, many people believe they represent his victims. And the order of them is the order that he victimized them. Because as you will notice, when people are asked about prior serial killers and the like, the one thing they all have in common is that they all remember exactly the order and usually the names of all of their victims. So those teddy bears, some posit, might represent his victims. This is how sick these people are. But he figures, you don't understand. I'm Les Wexner. I'm Andrew. I say whatever I want. And to an extent, maybe not so much Savannah Guthrie, but Savannah Guthrie doesn't think like the rest of us. She can go on TV with these heartfelt Instagram moments without saying, what about the money? They took her for money, get her back with money. Okay. Then we saw something which is even more unbelievable. And I'm just going to say this right now, because this goes to show you how when people speak, they don't talk to somebody and say, okay, listen, I'm about to go out and describe something. Let me describe maybe to a focus group what I'm about to say and see if this makes sense. See if to the rest of the world this makes sense. See if what I'm saying is somehow counts, if it resonates with people the way I think it does. Mike Huckabee. Did you see Mike Huckabee with Tucker? Now, Mike Huckabee and his contingent, Trump administration, whatever you want to call it, must be thinking, Mike, what were you thinking? We're not saying you're right or wrong, but Mike, this is not the reaction we wanted. Mike, sometimes when you're right, it doesn't matter if the wrong people think you're right and the wrong people think you're wrong. And Mike Huckabee thought probably, I'm Mike Huckabee. I'm glib. I'm lovable. I play the bass. He's a great guy. He's got a wonderful daughter. I think probably a very good person. But what Tucker did, he still doesn't understand. You see, that's the thing which leads me up to this Erika. You don't understand it. And I'm not, believe me, we'll talk about this later on if you want. It has nothing to do with who's right or wrong. It has nothing to do. Sometimes when you're in the wrong arena, if you're trying to explain something, you might want to rephrase or understand the viewpoint of the people that you're talking to, and understand how you look, and understand the baggage, and understand your interrogator, and understand how things work. This is critical. This goes to show you the disconnect. Now, if you don't care, fine. This is all moot. But I think they do care. And I think they do care. And when Erika speaks, she doesn't understand it. She's Andrew. She's Andrew. Les Wexner, not in terms of, I'm not saying she did anything, though there are there's a growing number of folks very upset, very concerned with the allegations made regarding what appears to be, dare I say, inappropriate communications with a 15-year-old, which other people can figure whether this is right, whether this is wrong, whether it's authenticated. It doesn't matter. What matters, what people don't understand, is that what people think. It's not what's right, it's not what's true, it's what people think is true. And what's going on right now, with all that's going on, here comes Erika. Now, this past week, I believe, her, not her Torquemada or her prosecutrix, but certainly her intellectual adversary, at least in terms of the subject matter, is Candace, who took a week off, investigating an Erika documentary. Oh, dear God. Can you imagine? Erika, it's impossible, but I would say write her a check, get an NDA, and kill this thing. Figure out somehow you've got to stop this. Shut this down now. The longer you're there, the more the lightning rod attracts lightning. You are attracting the wrong information. You're attracting the wrong focus. Erika, dear heart, you don't have it. And these attempts by other folks to bring on friends, it makes it even worse. It makes it worse. It puts people in the position of thinking, dear God, you thought this helped you? This is like Andrew. You went on BBC and said you didn't know Virginia Giuffre when they show you a picture and you claim, well, it was photoshopped and this and that, and I don't remember. And I don't. I mean, look, we as humans, if we've lived long enough, we can tell this probably as a kid. We can tell when somebody's lying. We don't need these stupid body language experts. We can tell when somebody's bullshitting us because we can tell. We know. We've done it ourselves. We know this. But the thing about it is, it's this hubris. It's this hubristic, megalomaniacal, self-aggrandized lunacy that says, they're going to believe me. You You don't understand who I am. I'm Erika Kirk. I'm loved. I'm loved. Not only that, people love me. People may lust for me. Men, women, animals, pets. I exude brilliance, sexiness, hotness, Christian purity. I'm limpid. I'm clear in my faith. When I go out and I dab my eyes and I look up and I drop my voice and I repeat the same delivery, they love it. They absolutely love it. See, this is what this all comes down to. This is the thing. Remember this, and I've told you this. If for some reason, for whatever it's worth, if, God forbid, Erika broke her leg and had to just bow out of all social media stuff and couldn't appear while she mended, and she came back after whatever period of time, assuming it was significant enough, people would say, you know what, this is great. Your name's not, they're not talking about you. They're not really bothering TPUSA. TPUSA may have a chance, and maybe unless they get rid of these board, I don't know who these people are who run this. These are one's creepier than the other. But you know, Erika, it's funny when you went radio silent, things were great. Erika would say, "Oh no, 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 no. We're going to fix that. That can't be. Don't tell me things went better. They don't understand. Let me talk to them. They love me. You don't understand what I'm saying. They love me. I sound like Sally Field. They love me. I'm Erika. I'm America's sweetheart. Don't you?" And this is where you say, honey, you just don't get it. Andrew, you don't get it. Les Wexner, you don't get it. Savannah Guthrie, you don't get it. And Mike Huckabee, you really don't get it. You don't know what people think. You don't know what people think. Some things work and some things don't. Did you ever see kids, when they would do these toy companies, would give a little kid something? Like, look, here's a shark's tooth. This is actually a shark. But they play with something and they say, And you wonder, what the hell was the matter with that? I don't know, but the kids don't like it. Next. Or you taste something. Nah, right, don't like it. You don't like that? Don't like it. Huh. You can't argue with people. You can't say, listen, kid, this is a fun toy. No, it's not. Yes, it is. You don't understand it because you're a toy. No, I'm a kid. I don't like it. I'm not going to play with it. You're wrong. We did research in this toy. We did research in this food. Don't you understand? Kale fritters it's healthy for you. Kids say, I don't care about healthy. I don't like the taste of it. And people don't like the taste of Erika. She doesn't get it. She, honest to God, and by the way, her real detractors, if they did a poll of like her cable news, conservative cable news folks, they would say, God, don't bring her on. You're not going to see her on anymore. Because even they know, even they got the memo. See, life is not about whether you think you're right, whether you know you're right. It's whether they think you're right. If you're a comedian and nobody laughs at you, you're not funny. You can think you are. You may know a few people who think you are, but if the audience doesn't laugh, you failed. If nobody buys your album, if nobody buys your record, if nobody goes to your movie, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. It's how people read you. And half of the battle is to know how people read you. And that's what this is about. That's the bottom line. It's a study. It's this study, maybe this in psychology, sociology, whatever it is. That's what fascinates me the most. That's the part. Because this has been so much of Charlie's legacy. We don't even talk about Charlie anymore. We don't talk about this guy who I didn't even know him. They took him out. Maybe. We'll talk about it later. Some people are thinking, you think there's any chance? A lot of people are saying, same thing with Virginia, same thing about Epstein. There's more and more people today are of the belief that, if you can put somebody at witness protection, you can, but we'll talk about that later. The bottom line is the denouement, so to speak, or the moral of the story is that what Erika Kirk doesn't understand is how she comes across. And every time she opens her mouth, every time she says something, it's perceived as a lie. And Candace is there doing a modicum of research that says, nope, 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 nope. And then somebody will say, well, she was in Fort Huachuca. No, she wasn't. Yes, she was. Yes, she was. Erika says, I never had any boyfriends. Yes, you were. And it's always her. And see, none of this matters. Whether you had boyfriends, whether you drank, who knows? And let me tell you something, because you and I know how things work. You know and I know. They are putting out feelers. Anybody know anything about this Erika? Yeah, she's got a lot of money now. Anybody have any, not that I'm saying it, but I mean, don't be surprised if all of a sudden somebody says, I remember this. Is that the one from the pageant? Yeah. Oh, I remember her. We had something. What? Oh, yeah, fling, whether it's true or not. You don't think that's going to happen? You don't think, when people smell money, are you kidding me? You think somebody would say, look, I'm not looking for a princely ransom. A couple of bucks and an NDA, I'll go away. You know how many Epstein women settled? You know how many total there were? We don't know. But a lot of them said, I'm not talking because I settled and I got no beef and I'm done and I wasn't, and I'm not in any way minimizing that. But it is within the province, your right to basically settle for particular damages that you've suffered, and that's the way that goes. So anyway, just remember, nobody's being mean. This is not about some personality thing or mean girls. No, no, no. This is about our ability to recognize that the behavior that's been elicited and evinced and witnessed on the part of Erika is not commensurate, does not comport with what most of us believe and the way most of us would act. That's what this is about, among other things, which we'll talk about. Thank you very much. Thank you so very much for your incredible kindness and your thoughts. Thanks for following us here at Lionel Nation. Oh, by the way, thank you for following my wife at Lens Warriors. Remember, she's doing something. She's doing God's work regarding child predation and the like. She is, please, you have shown her love, and I appreciate that. But that's what's really critical. Human trafficking and child predation and digital predation. Stopping this right now, especially the biggest lawsuit that's going on right now regarding the addictive qualities of social media platform. She's talking about that all the time, and that's more important than anything. All right, my friends, thank you so much. I've got some questions for you in the comment section. I got 5 questions, which might act as a sponsor of your brilliance. So in any event, thank you. Have a great and a glorious day, and comment as you see fit.